Hey, it's your girl, Kimberly West, also known as the Luxury Expat. You know what? We are outside. Outside is open, and I'm seeing people get on planes, trains, automobiles, and they're going everywhere. People are leaving the country and traveling in record numbers. But some of y'all out here in these internet streets just loud and wrong, all the way wrong. So I want to talk to you about travel insurance, and that's one of the areas where y'all wrong. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, I don't need travel insurance. Well, absolutely you do, and I'm going to tell you why. The first reason is that if something happens to you, if you have a health-related issue and you need to go to the hospital or you need to go to the doctor, 90% of the time, your health insurance in the United States will not cover you outside of the country. And when you go to the hospital or the doctor outside of the United States, they expect payment in full right there. In fact, there are some countries that won't even admit you to the hospital until you can cough up some cash and pay them for your hospital visit. With insurance, with travel insurance, the right travel insurance, you will avoid having to pay this out of pocket. And I have seen situations where people have had to pay $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, put it on a credit card, call mom and dad back home, get your friends and family, do a GoFundMe, whatever they needed to do in order to raise the money so that they can be seen in the hospital. Another situation I've been involved in is I have had friends that have perished while they were overseas. And the cost of bringing a body back to the United States, it's called repatriation of remains. The cost of bringing a body back to the United States is astronomical. It can be anywhere from $15,000 to sometimes $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 just to get your body back to the United States so that your family can deal with your death accordingly. So that is part of why you need travel insurance. Another reason that you need travel insurance is that, all of these great activities that we like to go on, we're going ATV riding, we're going to get on the yacht, we're going to go parasailing and all the stuff that we like to do when we're not in the United States. Guess what? If something happens to you during one of those particular activities, your health insurance doesn't cover you, and a regular travel insurance policy will not cover you either. You have to get an addendum that covers dangerous activities. So how do you know what's a dangerous activity? I'll tell you this. If you're going on an activity and you have to sign a waiver releasing that vendor or that ATV company or that yacht company or anyone, releasing them of any and all liability and basically them saying they're not responsible if you get hurt, that's when you know for sure that you need this rider on your policy to make sure that you are covered during dangerous activities. Another reason you need travel insurance, what happens if you get COVID? Very, very real. How many thousands of people have had their trips canceled or postponed because they've had COVID? Well, now you can get travel insurance that will cover you in the event of COVID. So it will, number one, it'll help you pay for the additional hotel time that you're going to have, because if you find that you have COVID while you're out of the country, they're going to sequester you. They're going to quarantine you. And sometimes it's at your expense. So how are you going to come up with all that money? Make sure that you have that in your travel insurance policy. One of the other reasons that you need travel insurance is that you may have trip cancellations, you may have trip interruptions. In the middle of your trip, something may happen and you may have to cancel the trip and go home early. Well, what's going to happen to all of that money that you just paid for this vacation and you can't use the remainder of your trip? With a travel insurance policy, you can get that money back, whether it's cancellation or whether it is interruption. So those are several reasons why you absolutely need travel insurance. So how do you know that you've got a travel insurance policy that's going to cover everything that you need to cover? Well, the first thing that you want to look for is you want to look for an insurance company that is AAA rated by AM Best. That is basically the ratings system for insurance companies. If they have a AAA rating, that means that they're reliable. That means that they pay out and they pay out on time. So make sure your travel insurance company is AAA rated with AM Best. The second thing that you want to know about how to choose a travel insurance policy is you want to make sure that you have a primary policy. Now, we have two different types of policies. We have primary policies and we have secondary policies. and they are pretty much what they sound like. A secondary policy means that whatever happens, whatever incident, whatever infraction, whatever's going on, you have to pay out of pocket first, and then you have to file the paperwork with the insurance company to make sure that you get reimbursed. Now, we all know how insurance companies work, and we all know that sometimes getting your money from the insurance company is a real pain in the ass. Let's just call it what it is. A primary policy, on the other hand, means that they are first and foremost going to pay out. So when you get to the hospital, you activate your primary insurance policy. You call them, you let them know where you are, and you let them know the hospital administrator's name, and then the insurance company will work with you as well as the hospital administrator to make sure that all of the bills are paid. So they pay and you don't have to get reimbursed. So you want that primary policy. So those are some of the tips and some of the things that you absolutely must know about travel insurance. So when people ask me whether or not they should get travel insurance, I am known in lots of circles for saying this: get the damned insurance. It's going to save you lots of heartache. It's going to save you, your friends and family, lots of headache, and it's really going to make your life easier in the event that something happens to you, your trip gets canceled, your trip is interrupted, or we have to repatriate your remains. And I'm going to say ciao for now. Wish you love, light, peace, and prosperity. See you soon.